Well, welcome everybody. My name is Dan Valamis. I'm the president of Analytics and Data Oracle User Community. I'm joined by a esteemed panel of people that have been involved in putting together a fantastic conference called Analytics and Data Summit 2024. We're going to go through kind of a preview of the conference and give you a sense of what you would get to see for this conference if you come out and join us April 9th through 11th, 2024 at the Oracle campus in Redwood Shores, California. So we're going to give you a kind of a preview of some of the sessions that you'd be able to see. We'll go through what the schedule looks like. Some details may change by the time we get to April, but at least we have a chance to share that with you. So we do have some helpful links in here. If you want to know more, the main website is www.andouc.org. On that, you'll find a page for Analytics and Data Summit 2024, and you can find out more about the conference in there. This is in a series of TechCasts. We hold these about every 2 weeks. We talk about topics that are especially of interest to the Analytics and Data Oracle community. You can see some of these. I need to update this slide for 2024 now that we're in there. But you can see some of the topics that we talk about in these TechCasts. And they're on typically relatively technical topics, how you get value out of the platform for analytics and data. We also welcome you to submit your own topics. If you go to andouc.org/techcasts, you'll see this page. Here, let me just go ahead and do this. I'll click on the page and you'll see what this looks like for Analytics and Data TechCast series. You can submit an abstract for what you want to talk about. We have an archive of all sorts of different TechCasts, and you can submit your own topic as well in here to share with us. We also have a vibrant community on several different platforms. You can join us on any of these social media platforms and ask somebody else to put those in the chat so you can click on those and join our community. Probably the most active one is in the Slack community, and you'll find more information on there if you click on that Join AnDOUC Slack. We have channels for all sorts of different topics that you can join there as well. I'll also mention that the TechCasts that we give are also posted up on our YouTube channel, so that has 3 years worth of these TechCasts on all sorts of technical topics. So the big news here is we're asking people to save the date for Analytics and Data Summit 2024. Registration for the conference is open. We are getting people to start to register for the conference. We have an early bird rate that is good through, I believe it's January 31st of the conference, and then the price goes up, still a value. We're also offering to any of the people that happen to show up for this TechCast a special discount code to save you 25 bucks off called Preview24. If you go and just enter that when you book your event registration, you'll get $25 off for that. And you can see what it looks like a little bit on the from there. And I'll share some pictures from previous years. This is a relatively intimate conference. You know, this is several hundred people, not in the thousands for people that went to Oracle Cloud World. It takes place at the Oracle Conference Center on their campus in Redwood Shores, and it is a very nice space for us to use. We're thrilled to have Oracle as a sponsor and having them help us out with receptions, that type of thing, and panels. You can see some of the pictures from last year. This is on the main stage with the speakers and such, keynote speakers and such. Then we have breakout rooms where we have specific topics on various talks on specific topics where we get deep into this. There's generally 3 simultaneous tracks going on, sometimes 4, depending on how you count it, on various topics, and you can learn on all sorts of stuff, including hands-on labs where you can get hands-on with the keyboard. We encourage you to bring a laptop, share it with your colleagues, have them bring laptops, and you can actually use some of these cloud services with this. So you can get a sense of some of the fun things that we have designed for the conference. With that, that's kind of my intro to all of this. And I'm going to turn things over to, that's kind of an overview. Unless I missed something else, I'll ask the panel. Anything I missed?
I don't think so.
Wayne, I'm going to ask you kind of what you have in terms of what you're looking forward to. And then what I'm going to do, just to give people architected on this sense of what we're talking about, if you go to Summit 2024, you can see information about the conference. And as Wayne talks about what he's interested in, I'm going to come down here and see if we can see on the schedule the sessions that he's especially interested in. This just went live this morning. You can see what the schedule is. And by the way, I'll tell you right now, the agenda will change. So we have not validated all the times on this, but we wanted to give you a sense of what this conference looks like. Wayne, I'm going to give one more thing before I have you jump in. These are the various tracks that you see, the various rooms. And if you come and you can see the various topics that will be talked about, and I can click on this hands-on lab and get information about that hands-on lab and see what it's like so you get a sense of the conference. Expect that some of the details may change on this, including the times, and we will probably swap out a couple other sessions as time goes on inevitably. But you can see 3 parallel tracks, and for several different days. This is the Tuesday schedule. You can see what the Wednesday schedule looks like and the Thursday schedule. Again, expect that details will change on this. So that's in general what the session looks like. One other thing I want to show, if you're interested in travel, you scroll down, you can see information about hotel options in here for coming in, recommended airports, and transportation information. And then you can see last year's schedule. You can take a look at that as well if this isn't all filled in. With that, Wayne, let me see what else you wanted to highlight.
I think the one of the big ones is Gabby Rubin's keynote. It's always good to hear Gabby talk about where things are headed in the roadmap for Oracle Analytics, and that's on the Tuesday morning right now. Again, Gabby does a great presentation telling us where the platform is looking to move. So make time for that one. The 2 sessions that are really, I think, catching my eye are going to be on the Wednesday. I don't have Philippe's hands-on lab on here yet, but anything that's a hands-on lab, I think, is really good. The one with just getting ready with the beginners one there by Avinash. Avinash does a great job, and I think this one would be a good one for someone who's really trying to understand how to get going in Oracle Analytics. Data visualization, analyze dashboards, queries, things like that. Next one would be Jonathan Clark's. The new semantic modeler is really starting to take some shape, and it's getting there. I'm waiting for them to extend it into the multidimensional S-based world, but that's I guess that's on their roadmap. I have not seen Jonathan speak, but this is a great topic, and I think it'd be one worth making time for. And then finally, my last one would be down on the Thursday, I believe, by Peter Kachubi, which is the FAW session. I'm really interested in FAW and its extensibility for some of the augmentative data. And I think Peter is going to give you a good show on where FAW is right now. So from my what I'm looking forward to, those are the ones right now.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks, Wayne. And I'll call on Abby to see from your vantage point, what are you looking forward to in the conference, or any other features of the conference you want to highlight?
So yeah, I mean, Wayne highlighted Gabby's keynote, always a good one. But I think the hottest topic everybody's talking about in the AI ML space at the minute is Gen AI. So Mark Hornick on the first day, on Tuesday, has got Gen AI with the vector database. So it's the back end of Tuesday. And it's just really interesting to hear Oracle's perspective on Gen AI. but also the sort of vector database feature that we have in there. And Mark's a great speaker, so I know that that's going to be a fantastic session. I think the other one that I'm going to highlight is we on a lunchtime we try and make them interactive lunches. So the first one, the lightning round, getting to know the companies and the sponsors there. So if you are a customer, getting to see those vendors and see them and ask questions to them. It's a lightning round, ask questions. But the second one is birds of a feather. So essentially we set up tables around where we have lunch, and we'll have an analytics table or an ML table or a spatial table or a graph table. And if you're new, go and join that table. Have a chat to Gene about graph and get to know a little bit about it. Or, go and sit with Dan and have a chat with him. I think it's also, good that we have the Oracle ACE programmer coming as well. So if you want to get into speaking and presenting and be part of the ACE program, come and speak to the ACE program and find out what it's all about and things like that. So it's a less formal way. I know some people find it difficult to ask questions in the sessions, or it comes to them afterwards or after they've had a night's sleep. I think it's really important that we have that kind of birds of a feather lunch where you can just go and sit with someone and have a chat about the latest and greatest AI models and things like that. So those are the things that I find really good about the conference. Is, as you said, it's an intimate, it's smaller than Cloud World, so you get those opportunities to get in-depth conversation with the PMs, but also experts in different areas.
Abby, I want to highlight one thing that you brought up. We have fantastic participation from Oracle in this conference. We take, as a user community, we kind of take an approach of, yes, we don't want all Oracle, if you will, presentations. It is hands-on with customers, how they see stuff with consultants, but we really get a great showing from the Oracle product management group in sharing what's the latest innovations, as well as how do I take it to the next level. And we get a lot of support from Oracle and really appreciate that as part of the conference.
Yeah, 100%.
Gene, speaking of Oracle people, tell us a little bit about spatial and graph, what you're looking forward to, and give us that perspective, if you would.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a product manager actually from Oracle, covering spatial and graph technologies in the database and beyond. And again, just really excited. Great lineup again this year. A lot to offer on both the spatial and the graph front. Sessions, hands-on labs, technical sessions, real-world use case examples. And I want to emphasize, for spatial and graph and for the other topics, there's really something here for everyone. If you're completely new to spatial or graph and want to learn more, get your feet wet, try out the product in a hands-on lab, there are intro sessions. And also for the experts in the intermediate level, we also have that technical deep dive content and information on the latest and greatest features. And so before I jump into my highlighted sessions, I just want to emphasize to folks that although we have a spatial track and a graph track, these technologies are not really a silo in terms of the technologies. They're meant to enhance and be an integral part of your overall business analytics and data picture. These capabilities are a part of the Oracle database OAC platform. So the sessions in our track, as well as in the analytics track and the ML track, will include a lot of crossover of these technologies. So as Abby said, just encourage you to check out different tracks and talk to folks with expertise in different topics. So that said, I'll jump into my sessions. The first is...
A lot of your sessions are going to be in this, you'll notice we did do the rooms by various topics, but that won't completely be that way, but that way people can be in a room. So there is, I just want to orient people to the grid here. The spatial and graphic can tend to be in this room 102 column. Go ahead, sorry.
Yep. Exactly. Thank you. So the first session I'll highlight is the Mapping the Way to Transportation Safety at 10 right now. This will be presented by a great partner that we have in California covering the West Coast called ITIS. Now, they enable state departments of transportation and other organizations across the country, such as the state of Wyoming, Hawaii, and many others, to better predict and prevent traffic accidents. Really relevant topic, of course. And what ITIS's solution does is it takes detailed data sets like all of the accidents, crashes, and incidents over 20 years history in, say, the state of Wyoming, and it performs sophisticated historical and predictive analysis on it to inform the departments of transportation directions and changes going forward in order to mitigate accidents better. And of course, spatial, that location component is a critical part here. It's a key part of the data. Where did these incidents happen on the road network or urban, rural, etc. Also for the analysis. And then also, of course, for seeing the data and interacting with the data on a map. So Jerry from ITIS brings decades of technical expertise with the Oracle database and spatial technologies. He's a great speaker. He will show technically how they built this solution using technologies like Oracle Spatial Studio, Apex, how they create REST services with Oracle Database and SQL Developer. And they've succeeded in creating really high performance maps using large data sets. And they'll show under the covers technologies like vector tiles and JSON. And Jerry's goal is to share lots of code examples and really make this a how-to session. So that will be a highlight on the spatial side. And then second, I just wanted to point out some graph highlights. And Dan, for an example, you can click on the 1110 when property graphs meet SQL. I'm actually going to make some comments that not only refer to this particular panel discussion, which will be great. It highlights some of the new SQL capabilities within Oracle database that make it super easy to apply property graph analytics to your SQL-based application. But basically, what graphs do is they allow you to analyze data sets through the mode of relationships and networks, uncovering relationships and networks that are often hidden and really difficult to find using relational. And so as you see in this panel, but also in, I think, all of the other sessions in the graph track, people are finding really interesting ways to use graph technologies in a variety of different verticals. So that's just, we keep seeing more and more innovative applications, and other sessions and this panel session will just kind of show the breadth of what's possible and what problems folks are solving. And these include things like customer 360 and marketing, answering how do trends and influencers impact customer goodwill, or in understanding and looking at criminal rings and networks of criminals to help police investigations. There's a couple of use cases in the IT realm, graphs applied to the data lineage problem to help businesses comply with government regulations around the sources, around the uses of their customer data, and the graphs are used to trace and follow that flow of data within a large organization. There's another example that Oscar will talk about, taking multi-million line code bases. These often, found in these large, complex legacy code bases that folks have to deal with. If you want to find out, you want to make one change to this code base or to a module, what's going to happen to the rest of the code? Are you going to break anything? What are the ramifications? It's hard to do manually, but modeling it as a graph to find the dependencies between the different modules can be really elegant, and it can be fast. And then there's another one from the Oracle Application Design and User Experience team, where they model a user journey, all the clicks the navigation, the features that users are looking at as a graph in order to improve that user experience. And then maybe the most fun application is graphs and sports analytics. And this is going to be a fantastic session that Abby's delivering. And actually, Dan, I think that's the Tuesday afternoon, the last one in room 102. But like Abby has done the demos on this, but she also lives this as a soccer coach herself. And I shouldn't take away more of her thunder, but really cool how combining video play-by-play analysis with graphs to understand how players are interacting and passing the ball and making critical plays during the game. Just really cool application, and it's sure to be a really fun and energized session with Abby. So yeah, those are my.
Thank you,
Gene.
So thank you for that. And you can, in many cases, click on the individual names, get bios on these people, see what they're. I will tell you, we just have this going live, so bear with us as we get a few more things filled out in this. If you don't see detailed descriptions on some of the sessions and such, you can always send an email to info@andouc.org. But before I kind of wrap up on this, let me see, Kathy, from a customer perspective, what do you see as the interest for you kind of on the customer side now?
Okay, I'm going to take this really from two different perspectives. I'm going to take this from a seasoned analytics professional perspective. And then also my co-presenter with me this year is fairly new to Oracle and to analytics, has a little bit of experience. But for me, coming from the veteran with 30 plus years experience, I will tell you, I think the number one session that we've had in the past, and one that we're currently looking to get is the feedback session with some of our product managers. So we are currently recruiting some star PMs and to provide us some direct feedback. And this is invaluable. So this isn't a session where product managers come in and tell us what's coming down the pipe. I mean, we can get that in a lot of the sessions, but this is where they're looking for feedback from us. So if you're going to be coming to this session, come prepared. Ask your team members for any desired enhancements. Share how some of the new features, like maybe the granular security, have impacted you, and highlight important improvements. And just know that if you're going to make a request, be sure and voice it. And you may say, okay, I've told this before, or I've heard other people mention this. Just know the more they hear it, the higher the prioritization on it. So also, if you've got
go ahead. I just want to amplify something. It's one thing to log an enhancement request on Oracle's community, and yeah, that goes in the pipe. It's quite something different to look at a Oracle product manager in the eye and say, why doesn't it do such and such? And, these people are people, and it gets under their skin, and they basically go and say, we need to really put this in. That's something that's very different about it being one-on-one at a conference and being able to really lobby for what you need in the product. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I think they work hand in hand, actually, Dan. I'm gonna do a little side note. I think put it in the Idea Lab. You put it in the Idea Lab, but if you don't promote it, like put it on. If you put something in Idea Lab and it's important to you, put it on social media. Put it in LinkedIn. Put it in Twitter. Get people to vote on it. Send it out to your company and say, "Hey, people, let's vote on this," because multiple people from one company can vote on it. And the higher the votes, the more important it is. And if you have a lot of votes, and people are going to conferences and they're saying, hey, this is important to us, that's one of the reasons the security got implemented. It's because people kept saying it and they kept hearing it, and it had a lot of votes in the Idea Lab. So yeah, but but they can't hear it enough. If it's important to you, you make sure that they hear it. So, okay. So yeah, but thank you, Dan, because that is a very good note. But then second, if you've got a technical snag, I know a lot of people, if they're having trouble with something, You don't want to bring it out in public because you feel like, oh, maybe it's me. It's okay if it's you, because you know what? If you've got a problem with something, other people probably are too. And what's the worst thing that can happen to you? It can be probably the best thing that happened to you as well. It can be something that's really not an issue with the product, but you just don't know how to do it. And you may just need a little help. I will tell you that happened to me last year. I was having a issue with something. I couldn't get it to work. I said, when are you going to implement this? And they said, oh, it's already implemented. You just have to do this, this, and this. And they offered to stay after the class with me and work with, after the session with me, worked with me and showed me how I could get it to work. So, you know what? And I'm sure there was somebody else in that session that had the same issue. And there were probably about 10 people that said, oh, I knew that, but that's okay. You know, I got my issue resolved and I came back and was quite happy. So, and because it is an intimate conference, you do get a lot of that one-on-one with Oracle, with fellow experts, and it's a great opportunity to network and just really learn a lot. So that's from me from a veteran's perspective, and why I've been going to the conference since I think 2008, and why I go back, why I continue to go back. And then, sorry, go ahead, Dan.
Anything else?
Yeah, I do want to take it from an analytics newbie perspective. And this is, like I said, my co-presenter is fairly new to analytics, has done a little bit with Oracle Analytics. But if you're one of those that is feeling new to analytics or the Oracle scene, this is the perfect entry point. It's a much less intimidating than the other mega conferences like, you know, Cloud World, where you go in and even I can get overwhelmed by, oh, what session do I attend? What do I do? You know, we have all these things that are going on and you can't seem to get enough in it. And again, I love Oracle Cloud World. It's great. I mean, it's a good conference, but this is much more of it and much less intimidating. And you can really get a lot of good information in just a little bit of time. My co-presenter, I talked to her yesterday and said, okay, what are you so excited about going? And she said she is thrilled to get to attend some of these sessions that you guys have been talking about and learning more. And then she's also excited to witness how diverse industries and departments leverage analytics. And of course, networking. She's gonna be out there looking for a job, and she's gonna want to know, you know, she's definitely gonna be wanting to network. So that's probably the two perspectives I have.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. I will switch back then and show, here's the panel from last year where we had a distinguished group of people that are talking about, you know, they kind of are on the firing line, Q&A, open discussion, that type of thing, pass the mic around and talk about what the new features are. This is actually after they've kind of presented on what's new, and then you can say, what about this, what about that, that type of thing. So just give you a sense of that. All right.
Dan, if I could just jump in again, the perspective that Kathy shared as a customer, I've heard that many, many times from some of our other major spatial and graph customers who have attended, in terms of the value that they get from AnDOUC Summit, and how AnDOUC Summit, it's kind of like a mini open world where you get the benefit of that deeper in-person access to Oracle product managers as well as to peers, really focused on analytics and data topics. And just as an Oracle product manager, I want to say that one opportunity for customers is that you can arrange either on the spot or in advance for one-on-one sit-down meetings with Oracle product managers to kind of talk about your own issues and implementation. So I just wanted to put that offer out there. And for any of the folks on the line who may be from the Oracle teams, it's a great opportunity for you guys to invite your customers, and you guys can feel free to reach out to Oracle folks who are going to be presenting for those kinds of additional opportunities.
Thanks for highlighting that, Jean. Indeed, we have a room where you can sign up for individual meetings, this room 106, one-to-one meeting room, and get a slot and say, hey, I want to meet with this person. I need these people to come together at the conference. And it's a kind of a unique offering that we have here to have this one-on-one meeting room as part of the conference. And you can sign up for slots in there. Okay, that's what we especially wanted to share. I will also mention that we do have this discount code. The information registration is open. We'd love to have you, and I will tell you the challenge we have. This is all volunteers. Everybody that's spoken today is a volunteer. And the challenge we have is we all have full-time jobs. We're trying to get the word out about the conference, but we need your help. If you would share with people about this fantastic conference to learn about Oracle technologies and what they can do, we'd like you to share with your constituents who should come to this type of conference. Have them check it out. We're very proud of the schedule we hear every year. We've been doing this for many years now, especially pre-COVID. And we hear every time, wow, this is a fantastic conference. Why didn't I learn? Why didn't so-and-so there? Why don't you have more people? And the answer is we are challenged in getting the word out. So we need your help. Please share that URL with people. Have them come out to April 9th through 11th at the Oracle Conference Center in Woodwood Shores. We're on the Oracle campus. That's how we're able to get such great speakers from Oracle, and then partners and customers all coming together to talk about analytics and data. Any other thoughts from the panel before I wrap? Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks for participating to our panelists. And we will talk to you again in another couple weeks. We'll have another TechCast on a more technical topic, and then look throughout the year to come join us. And especially, we'd like to see you in person. Thanks, everybody.